Right, welcome back. Last time, we really didn't do that much. It was mainly, oh right. Wasn't it that we embraced global trade? Yes. And industrialization has also begun to spread, of course, being how easy it is to obtain it, at least to invent it. It wouldn't be surprising if it spread really rapidly. I mean, it's only been a year, so it hasn't arrived anywhere yet, but I mean, my capital is plus 2.41 per month, so probably isn't that difficult to obtain quickly. Though I have specifically spec'd institution spread, so well, maybe not intentionally. It's just that the things I normally choose end up doing that. So yeah, it's probable that I'm going to get it far quicker than anyone else, if only because my spread in my capital is almost 200, plus 200%, which is ridiculously fast. So it should be quite effective, which is important because the next technology will cost plus 70% more if I don't embrace it by 1760. So yeah, that's a lot of points actually. That's 280 points. And we'll just keep building up, so it's a good thing I embraced it. I've also started working on expanding state reach a bit more quickly so that I can get those reforms passed. Wasn't there one other thing? Ah, I'll remember it later, I think. Yeah, that's probably about it. I think I'm forgetting something though. Oh yeah, and we're now rank 7 great power because, well, some people either don't have meritocracy or they don't have global trade. With the exception of Great Shu, doesn't have anything. Oh, right, that's what I've forgotten. France also, not France, Spain went revolutionary. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Though I believe the revolutionary zeal mechanic is disabled. At least for the time being. Although the Revolutionary Republic does provide some revolutionary zeal. So, it's probably open to later use, but it's not there yet. Give it some time. Is that 7 merchants now? And there previously were fewer? Or is there something else going on? Well, I still have a merchant in the Danube node, so... And I've been putting one there quite often for a while. France over channel. I think it'd probably be best to send more money to the Elbe node. It depends though. 39% control. More control here. Bohemia has 40%. Well, proportionally I will get greater benefit from shoving stuff to the Elbe node rather than the Baltic node. It really is, however, a question of how much benefit do I get out of this. Only gets it from the Vistula node. Which I already have something there. You get it from Dnieper, Zalesia, and Vistula. The other node. Vistula, Danube, and Rhine. Well, okay. I'm not even going to try putting a merchant here, because it's not inland though, so I would have to send ships in order to have any real big impact, despite not having... Yeah. Okay, did the full grain revision is going to last another year, isn't it? Okay. Right. This will be a tough fight. Bohemia is massive. Jülich has a decent-sized army. At the very least, Bohemia isn't very technologically advanced. Neither is Scandinavia, and I can probably use my ships in order to deal with them, although I probably should have upgraded my ships. I can do that after the war. I've got plenty of money now, so it's not a big deal. Especially with how efficient taxation has become. It's getting really good really quickly. I believe no, provincial corruption is still going down. Amazing. I could probably reduce the amount of investment into the various taxes. How much money do I earn from taxation is the question. Okay. I earn almost 70 per month, so I can cut it by about a third and still get money. Which is fine because I don't especially need that much. Wait. Right, I'm probably gonna need another 1,000. Okay, so I shouldn't touch taxation at least for a while. Not until I get a better idea of how much money I'm going to need to actually embrace industrialization. Oh well. This is going to be a tough fight, that's for sure, but I think I can handle it. Apparently Hana has been transferred. No, it was Henneberg. They must have diplomatically vassalized? No, it doesn't seem like it. Maybe they just released... no, that wouldn't make sense. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what... No, yeah, actually, it's probably a release, guarantee, and then just straight vassal state. With little to no change. I mean, it depends on their opinion of Saxony. Just in the S's. Released in peace, plus 100, minus 1 year. Oh, yeah, okay. That makes it easy to vassalize them. So I might look towards releasing some countries that don't have cores on me. And then using that as a pretext for vassalization. Problem. There doesn't seem to be many countries like that, if any. Except maybe Henneberg. And Würzburg. Oh no, they're all down here. My interests are in these provinces specifically. So the Thuringia, which has problems, Mainz, which also has problems. And lots of Saxony. Oh, and Meissen, which again, also has problems. Wow. I've got high quality troops. No, the fact that they have 45,000 infantry and 30, yeah. But I do have high quality troops that can take them on, and I can prevent Scandinavia from getting too far, from dealing too much damage as long as I pay attention. Let's go for it. And the Ottomans are there for a defensive war if absolutely necessary. Especially since I've been banking on their trust, giving them a lot of trust using favors. Okay, so they're moving the Langensalza. I want to stack wipe their troops if I can. And Saxony is the main target. I don't think I'm going to grab territory from anyone else in order to minimize the amount of aggressive expansion generated in the process. Not a stack wipe, but that's close. I mean, the sheer amount of damage I deal is impressive. That's too much. 50 is too much. I can get war reps. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's just do this now. I don't want to risk them managing the siege done on Jason, so... This still looks at least somewhat decent, makes it... So you know, my provinces over here are actually connected contiguously instead of the provinces that's, you know, occupy 2 different spaces or even 3 different spaces on the map. Like Weimar here occupies this space, then this little space down here. Which is wonderful and all. Don't think I can ask for any more though. But I did surprisingly well, all things considered. I may need to have multiple armies at some point in the future. But this corps can really fight well. Right, core everything. I've already got everything stated anyway, so that's going to be the full cost of the cores. How much again? Oh, if I cancel everything, then... About 170. Okay. That's not a huge amount, but, well... I really need to find ways to save points, because I'm going to be... If I want to get anywhere close to completing a good portion of this mission tree, yeah. They'll probably have more territory than Prussia did at the start of Victoria 3. Well, the Victorian game timeline, so... Probably achieve much of what they did by the end date of this game, so... Everything, but... I mean, I still gonna have to finally get to deal with Spain at some point, but... I'm not insane. I'm not trying that without the backing of the Ottomans. And the Ottomans are, well... They're almost 3,000 ducats in debt, so... I mean, sure, I could probably send them an infusion of cash, but it's... My reserves are not enough to deal with their debt. Hopefully they can figure out enough tax income to deal with the issue without massive armies, but yeah. Probably should stop the session here. Alright. I mean, I certainly was going to be at certain times, but no. Yeah, okay. So, my manpower is through the roof now. But I'm not having any problems with taxes. I did just lower the amount of investment into taxes, and... Yeah. The amount of income I'm earning from taxes has barely changed. Despite the fact that my level of investment is now lower. I've dropped both, well, I've dropped admin from 20 to 15 and Diplo from 25 to 15. I've got plenty of room to spare. I could probably set up a copy of my current, yeah. I could set up a copy of my current army without worrying about land force limit. That's amazing. I just need to duplicate it. There's a template. Right, name it 28. No, that's the wrong number. There we go. It will cost me 28 ducats. And I probably need it because I've noticed that, well, I went through it more recently. Let's put you right here. There we go. I went through a war recently, grabbed a bunch of provinces, but I've spent most of the time just defending my territory rather than doing anything else. I sieged down one province. Of course, the battles were ridiculously effective. Like, I almost stacked in a fight against a 20k stack from Bohemia. I was close to stack wiping. And not just from loss of morale, I mean troop damages. They were that army was down to, well, less than 10k. And it was a quick fight too. I was stack wiping after stack wiping after stack wiping. It was amazing. Problem is I only had one army to work with, so I couldn't siege anything down. I only sieged down Dresden. But I already had like 40 war score from battles. Well, it wasn't 40. Was it? If it wasn't, it was pretty close. Not much else has occurred. I've been letting things happen, basically, just waiting for things to happen. I've also been shunting favors into trust with the Ottoman Empire. Oh, and I've vassalized Ravensburg. I'll annex them at some point, but it's going to take until 62 for, well, the 10-year timer to finish up, and then I would have to have a province next to theirs. But Lippe itself is an easy enough target, especially once I have another 28k troops to work with, as an army for perhaps sieging or whatnot. It would at least give me more maneuverability to work with. So I probably should bring these back and upgrade them. Yeah, let's do that before I forget about it. I've got the cash for it. Industrialization is arriving really quickly. Sure, it may have already arrived in most of the provinces where it will arrive in the first place. Well, there's a couple provinces that will quickly obtain it, regardless, like this one. Yeah. Beyond that, not really much to say. I don't need to tax nearly as much, so yeah. And of course, it always goes for the auto-taxer, does its best to go for the most efficient, and as far as I'm aware, it's accurate enough in that respect. So, if you drop it off, if you reduce, it won't be quite proportional. Well, I did reduce investment into admin taxation by 25%. I'm not going to lose 25% of my tax income from those sources. So, depending on how efficient it is with what it chooses, I'll lose maybe, well, anywhere from 20% to literally just 5%. I'm leaning on it being 5% because last year, my income after provincial corruption was 848 or so ducats, and now it's 808, so I lost 30 ducats, but I save 5 admin points and 10 diplo points a year. Again, it goes for the most efficient stuff. Sure, manpower costs are now through the roof because my military taxation is also ridiculously effective now because it's based off of state reach. But good taxation seems to be what's helping here. I'm also approaching the point where I can start doing reforms again. 80 state reach is almost there. I believe the expansion of state reach is over. Yeah. So if I want to do that, I should start it up again. Yep. It lasts for 5 years. Not really important. And I don't need the stability. So the stability impact is not going to be noticeable. Current ruler is utterly terrible. Especially since I have reduced aggressive expansion decay against everyone. 2 per year. I'm so used to having it around 2.6. Yeah, 2.6. So it's going to be a while before I can properly deal with that again. The subject has no liberty desire because they're a one province minor with next to no army and a ridiculously small economy. Have they been, well, they are getting a bit of immigration, but it's all peasant stuff. They're reliant on levies and noble dues. Let me guess. Jeez, over 80% nobles. I was afraid I was going to reach 100% or something. Oh well. probably gonna have to end up fighting Bohemia again. But I think I did a number on the troop count. Yeah, look at it. They have 19k reserves and 15k in the field. Saxony's just beat up entirely. Oh, another thing that happened is that Hesse was at war with Saxony and I guess Württemberg as well, possibly. End result is that they now have... they used to be a lot bigger, but they now only have these provinces. Wait. Select... Yeah. They basically lost everything that isn't owned by me in that war. Probably a bunch of core returns, to be honest. Saxony was not allied to Württemberg or Bayern München. So Hesse lost a lot of territory. Well, that's what happens when you break the alliance with me. But you were going to be a target eventually. You just made it easier for me to betray you. Because you betrayed me first. So, well, that's a good portion of the Upper Saxon Circle, and yet another necessary province for the Lower Saxon Circle. There's just 4 more left. 2 from Bentheim, who is protected by France. Utterly terrifying. But given how good I am at melting down enemy troops, especially once I get these new troops in, I might be able to actually face off against them. Especially since they're at least to some degree busy with Great Shu. And Spain, well, they're revolutionary, but they don't have the technological advantage that France has. They also have fewer troops. On the other hand, they're also allied with heavy hitters like Padua, which I'm actually scared about because the rival interface tells me that their troops are actually potentially, well, the 58k troops are actually a match for my 28k, according to the rival interface. Sadly, you can't view it for current rivals, but look at this. According to this, Spain's army is a third the strength of my current army, which is 28k. My troops are crazy efficient. According to that, anyway. Which means it's not necessarily true, but it might be. Which would honestly be rather impressive in its own right. Hungary is also kind of dangerous, but only around the level of Spain. Thing is, they are a rival, so I won't actually be able to look at that. It's actually nice and convenient to see a power representation, or differential, or whatever. Power ratio. Yeah. It's really convenient to be able to see that. But there's nothing I can do about that now. It did say that Hungary's armies were weak compared to mine, though. Though I have learned from this war that I'm not capable of distributing my forces effectively, which is why I'm doing the second army. Sure, my current one can't fill up the combat width, even if they were all infantry or something, but that doesn't really matter for me. I can stack them together if there needs to be a large battle, and if there isn't, I can just disperse them now, without losing too much cohesion. And I really needed that because I was being attacked in every direction, and I could not prevent provinces from getting sieged down, no matter how quickly I moved. Sure, power of the seas let me have quite a bit of control, but yeah. Troop distribution is something that's actually currently my major weakness, so a second army will allow me to maintain my combat advantages without having to, well, without having those issues. Sure, it's more expensive, but I already have all the manpower I need. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. I'll see you again next time. Until then.